power of positive thinking presented by Mr. Hassan Chaker, alumnus and MBA instructor at LAU. Mr. Chaker is the founder and managing director of MCA People Solutions Lebanon. He works with many organizations throughout the Middle East, providing business people with the knowledge, skills, and leadership strategies to succeed and make the most of themselves in today's fast-changing world. He is an experienced facilitator, trainer, and business consultant. His programs enhance creativity, motivation, and excellence in individuals and teams. Mr. Chaker is a member of LAU Adnan Assar School of Business Alumni Advisory Board, a part-time faculty at ESAD University, Barcelona, Spain, associate trainer at FIA University, independent certified coach, speaker and trainer with the John Maxwell Leadership Team, a faculty member at IHRME, Institute of Human Resource Management Education in Arizona, USA, and a board member and treasurer at Riyadh Club Beirut, and a dear friend.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you, Abdullah. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, a nice subject in the right time, right?
Yes.
Thinking positive and in Lebanon today. Well, 2 days ago, actually last week, كنت طالع على الكويت لأنه الأمور ما كتير ماشية بلبنان، قلت نطلع على الكويت نشوف what options do we have. قاعد بالطيارة حدي واحد whining all the time. البلد مش ماشي والقصة مش ماشية، everything is bad, what shall we do؟ بلشت احكي قلت له شو بتعمل انت؟ قال لي ما بعمل شيء، ما في شيء ماشي عندي بالحياة. وما في شيء بيزبط معي، and everything is so bad وما عم نقدر نسحب مصاري، and he started all these negative things اللي حتى بعلاقتي مع مرتي ما بقى منيحة. يعني he was so negative. وأنا سكتت هيك شوي قلت ما بدي I don't need energy vampires بالطيارة معي، عندي ساعتين وشوي على الطريق. قال لي ليه سكتت؟ قلت له خلص خلصت انت. قال لي شو رايك يعني شو بتعمل انت؟ قلت له انا موتيفيشنال سبيكر. انت موتيفيت مي a little bit. So بلشت اساله اسئله what can you do about the things that you're complaining about؟ وبلش يفكر لا actually a lot of things that you can do when you think about what you can do. وبلش يفكر حكينا بكم شغله وحطينا حلول، هو حط حلول لها. ومن يومين ثلاثه بعث لي ايميل قال لي you know what my life is much better now. So هيدا اليوم ليه اخترنا هالموضوع هيدا اليوم it's because we are in deep need of these things today. So think positive. We're gonna start to think positive. And what do you think about most of the time? What do you think about most of the time now? شو الأفكار اللي بتمرق براسك كل هالوقت? What are you thinking about? Security, safety, uncertainty of the future.
Visa, passport.
Another passport.
Withdrawing from the bank.
Withdrawing from the banks. Good. Things that you have to do. Okay. Whatever you're thinking about will eventually come true. Do you agree on this?
Yes.
If you think about something, it will come true.
Yes.
You heard about the law of attraction and the secret, right? We're going to talk a little bit more, let's say, step-by-step thing to think positive and have positive results. First of all, are you a victim of negative self-talk? Do you say negative things to yourself?
Yes. Sometimes.
No idea? So, if you're a victim of negative self-talk, we have to stop this. We're going to talk about it. Do you magnify the things? يعني هل تعمل من الحبة قبة؟ If there is something small, oh, the catastrophe and everything is bad, do you magnify the things? Good. Do you always blame yourself for any failure, anything's happening around you?
Not always.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Do you catastrophize things? تعمل catastrophe of everything?
مثل الحبة قلبي يعني.
مثل الحبة قبة, exactly. Do you see things either black or white? ما في نص نص، يعني يا بحبوا كثير يا بكرهوا كثير؟ No? Let's see. If you have no of any of the before we spoke about, you should learn positive thinking. So why learning positive thinking? What does it do to your life when you learn positive
I
thinking?
think I should leave now.
Why? You don't have anything.
No.
Why do you think we should learn positive thinking today?
Because you attract positive
You'll attract positive things, that's one. You'll have a better health. Do you agree? Less stress. You'll have positive outcomes. What else? Inner peace. You'll have more friends. You'll find a way out. Very good. Where to start? Where to start?
Here.
For now, yeah, we have to start now, but let's say we'll start with the subject today. We're going to talk about three things. Positive communication, circle of influence, circle of concern, and the positive thinking. I'm going to start with communication, positive communication. Anyone is Jordanian here? No one? And my grandmother is Jordanian. Do you allow me to speak a little bit about Jordanians? Okay. I was in Jordan once. I was doing customer service for a bank there. And I told them, what do you do in rush time? They told me, نحن بالأزمة, we do 1, 2, 3. In crisis, we do 1, 2, 3. I told them, why you call rush time أزمة? And this is why we call it rush time أزمة. Imagine the mindset, you are the bank employees, وأنا المدير, وعبلكم, يلا guys, prepare yourself, جاي الأزمة. How do you deal with the أزمة? قلت له أول زبون بفوت أطخه. ماشي يعني واحد عم بخبر عم يحكي عن زبون انه اسمه أزمة. How we're gonna deal with him in a very bad way. And you go into the Jordanian culture. شو اسمه البحر بالأردن؟ البحر الميت. خليج العقبة. أكلتهم المفضلة. منسف. It's very harsh. This is why they say if you see a picture of 100 people and one of them is not smiling, a Jordanian will tell you this is a Jordanian guy. Why? They use a lot of negative words. A lot of negative words, and these negative words affects our behavior. Do you agree?
Yes.
And we Lebanese, we use a lot of positive words, right?
No.
No? We do? We don't? I'm going to talk a little bit about Albert Mahrabian's research. He said that the communication, when we send a message, 38% of our message is the tone of voice, 55% is the body language, and 7% is the words that we use. You agree?
Yes.
Let's make this. Raise your right hand, please. Raise your right hand, everyone. Left hand up. Right hand on the head. Left hand on the knee. On the neck. مين حاط ايده على خده؟ Why? Why? I did not tell you left hand on the neck. Because the body language is stronger than the words. But today we're going to talk about the words. The power of the words. Have you ever heard about this water experiment?
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Masaru Emoto جاب كبايتين مي. حكي مع كباية مي very positive words. And حكي مع كباية مي الثانية very negative words. For a week. لا كل واحدة بمحل. So هذه قال لها you're beautiful, you're nice, you're awesome. هذه قال لها I hate you, I will kill you, I don't like you, all these words. What do you think happened? What do you think happened?
The taste changed.
Huh?
بحس هو انفصل.
Look at this. These are the things that we spoke to in a positive way, وهدول المولكيول اللي حكينا معهم in a negative way. Look at them. Look at this. Thank you, love and appreciation. You make me sick, I will kill you. Is there any difference?
Yes.
But so what? We are 70% water. We are 70% water. So if you hear positive words, your body will react positively. And if you hear negative words, your body will react negatively. I'm the treasurer of Riyadi. So 3 years ago كبوا أمينة مي على مازن طبارة بالحكمة. So نحن تشكينا إنه كبوا له على رئيس النادي كبوا على راسه مي. طلع البير أبونا تبع الحكمة بيقول يصح له هيدي مي مصلاية. شو يعني مي مصلاية؟ يعني مي قارين عليها الإنجيل وصار عندها قدرة شفائية. لا وعند الإسلام بنقول مي مرئية. شو يعني مي مرئية؟ يعني قارين عليها القرآن. يعني in Islam and Christianity بهالبلد هيدا we believe that if we read the holy book on water it will have a healing power. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah? that it will have a healing power. This is what we believe in. But the experiment says if you hear positive words all the time, you will have positive reactions. If you hear negative words all the time, you will have negative reactions. What kind of words do we use that makes us feel negative? إذا بدك تخلي حدا يمضي لك عشي تشيك هلا، شو بتقول له؟ بدي عذبك. I wanna torture you. Imagine the unconscious mind تبعك. إذا عم بتنفذ لشخص بتقول له عم بتنفذ له إن شاء الله ما عم بزعجك هلا. What did you do? زعجته already. صح؟ What else? What other words do you use? تقبرني. بدك تنيم ولد صغير، يلا تنام يلا تنام لتبح لك. غير الحمام، روح يا حمام ما تصدق عم بكذب عفرين ينام، يعني ذبح ودم وكذب بدك تنيم ولد صغير. We are violent in our language, right? What other words do we use? لما بتعبر عن حبك لحدا شو بتقول له؟ موت فيك. And this is my wife. موت فيك. Thank you. نعم. So we have to start changing the words that we use to positive words. عندكم exercise صغير على تاني صفحة. What negative words do you use in your life that we need to change to positive words? For example, nothing is impossible. How can you make it positive? Everything is possible, right? This is very easy. Give me the others. Hey, what else do you have? I cannot, I can. What else? I doubt I can. I am sure I will. What else? Maybe. For sure, certainly. What else? إن شاء الله ما عم بزعجك، كيف؟ إذا تلفنا لحدا عم بقول له إن شاء الله ما عم بزعجك، كيف يعملها بوزيتيف؟
Thank you for your time.
إن شاء الله عم بحكيك بوقت مناسب. Feel any difference? Yeah? It's the same. But هيدي بتزعج، هيديك ما بتزعج. Okay? So if you want to start thinking positive, start using positive words. And another thing, whenever we see someone, what do? لا هلا نحن thank you very much غاده، اول ما نشوف حدا شفنا فيه هذيك مدى اللي شي 10 سنين مش شايفه، بقول لي حسن شو عامل بحالك؟ قلت له شو عامل بحالي؟ قال لي شو هالكرش اللي ناتعه؟ انا عندي 2 3 كيلو زياده I'm proud of that. You see someone مثلا if a lady sees a lady شو بتقول لها؟ لا يعني ما تقول لها اصحابي انا ما بغلطوا الغلط. عيونك سود من تحت سرناه حرام لازم تنامي، شو عم تقول لها؟ تشبه البومة. Literally. We are used to saying negative things to people, and how will people react to this? I had a training in a bank. فوت وحدة على التريننج روم، شوف شخص من مدراء البنك بتقول له يعني هيك شو نصحان قدام الكل. فهو هيك شوي تضايق، شايفته تضايق، شو بتقول له؟ بتقول له بس سابق لك كمان هون. What are we doing? I'll share with you a message. معلش اسمحوا لي. أنا عندي بروجرام على الفيوتشر هلا بعد ما سكرت الفيوتشر I don't do it anymore. So one of my colleagues بالNBC شايفني على الفيوتشر بعد ما خلصت الحلقة بعت لي فويس نوت. شو بتقولوا الفويس نوت بتقول عادة بعد ما تخلص الحلقة؟ It was a nice episode. Thank you for sharing. blah blah blah. اسمعوا حضر معكم إياها سوري.
يا حسون كبراني القرعة كتير يا زلمة. بحضرك على الفيوتشر كتير كبراني. غمقانة لجوا.
I want to if they start with this. عن جاي. كبراني القرعة وحاطين هم غمقانة لجوا يا ولد. هيدا صاحبي. هيدا أتفاني. So اليوم if we وهديك أقرع كمان thank you very much for sharing يعني ما حنقول اسمه.
شو جاوبته طيب؟
شو بدي جايبه؟ قلت له لا ما عندك لا Yes.
Can we speak in English the whole time?
Yes, for sure.
I got my friend.
I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to translate, but talk to
Okay.
I'm sorry guys.
But whenever you see someone yeah القرعة كده تظبط. Whenever you see someone, you just give them a compliment. You see something nice, you say something nice. Get used to this because it's karma. When you say something nice to someone, you will have someone say something nice to you as well. So we start being positive by saying genuine. Yeah, don't see someone who's wearing a very ugly shirt and tell him what a nice shirt. This is not good. This is why I'm saying if you see something nice, just say something nice. If you don't see anything nice, what shall you do? Don't say anything. It's just as simple as this. Because people will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. It's how you make people feel. If you make people feel good about themselves, you will have people making you feel good about yourself as well. Okay? So being positive, start by speaking positive, by saying good things to people. Second thing, the second part of the communication, which is the body language, which is a big part of body language, we have the facial expression. You want to be positive, practice having an open facial expression. Smile. Why smile? Why shall we smile to be positive?
It breaks the ice.
First, it's contagious. It breaks the ice. What else?
Being funny.
It makes you feel good. Why? Do you know why it makes you feel good? When you smile, even if it's a fake smile, when you do this, okay, your brain will not tell the difference whether your smile is fake or real. And your brain will send endorphins in your body. You know what's endorphins? It's the happiness hormones. The happiness hormones will make you feel happy. This is why we say ibtasim. Smile, and the world will smile back to you. So we have to practice smiling. Here you say hi to someone, say hi. Hello, you will say hello. Why are you frowning all the time? Why you don't smile most of the time? And if you become an important person, when you never see his smile anymore. So practice smiling, and when you speak with passion. When you want to speak to people, how are you today? You know, you're always like you're beaten and coming to work. And let's go into the other part of our lecture. There are two circles in life. And Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he says there are two circles in life. The circle of influence and the circle of concern. What is the circle of concern? The things that you worry about. Like what? The US policy towards the Middle East. Can you do anything about it? Iran, Saudi, Syria, all these countries. Can you do anything about them?
Who cares?
Who cares? Your schedule at work.
Yes.
No, hold on. Can you influence it? Who sets the schedule? The company usually. Company policies and procedures. Can you do anything about them? No. The global warming. Yes, we can, but to a certain extent. The political situation in Lebanon. No.
Nobody can do that.
But with Saura, with the revolution now, we believe we can. What about the banking sector not giving you more than $250 a week? Can you do anything about it?
We should.
Can you do anything about it? No. Great. All of these things are in your circle of concern. What's the circle of influence then? Circle of influence. Things that you can change. Like what?
Do I go shopping today or not?
By?
Things you can do or cannot do.
Yes, like what?
Our attitude.
Your attitude. Thank you very much. What else?
Activities.
Learning new things. People around you, what do you want? Yes, the kind of people you spend time with. It's within your circle of influence. What else?
Behavior.
Your behavior. Smiling, being friendly, being optimistic. It's in your hand. Your lifestyle. How much you're going to spend money now. Your habits.
Activities that you do.
But so what? What Stephen Covey says, people who focus on the circle of concern, what will happen to them? What kind of people are they? They're negative. They are reactive. They are whiners. وينية الدولة. 10 أولاد عنده خيط يقول لك عشان ضيع Okay, so these people are always whining about everything. Like if I used when did I start teaching? In 2005. I started teaching at LEU. You know, some people fail, some people pass. So one of the students failed, and his mother asked him, "Mom, why did you fail this class? It's easy." He said, "The doctor is stupid. The professor is stupid." And this same person will go to work and he will never get promoted. And his wife now will ask him, "Dave, why are you not getting promoted?" What do they say? The manager is Taifi, so he doesn't like Muslim, he doesn't like Christians. The doctor doesn't like, the manager doesn't like ladies, doesn't like men. That there is no opportunity in this company, we have no chances. He starts blaming others all the time, giving excuses all the time. But he never asked himself, did I study well? Did I do what I have to do to get promoted? Did I look for other options to get better chances? Do they do this? What do they do? Complaining most of the time. And most of the people now, if you speak to anyone now, to most of the people now, what would they do? Complain. You go and ask him, just kifar. Just kifar. Fella. Nothing positive. Just whining. What are you going to do about it? What can we do? We're living in Lebanon. No, we can do something about it. Every one of you can do something about it. And people who focus on that circle of concern, they will shrink their circle of influence. Why? Because your time is limited. Your time is limited. We all have 24 hours a day, right? If you spend most of your time whining about things that you can never change, what's your influence?
You will affect yourself.
Your influence will shrink. Okay? On the other side, if you focus on the circle of influence, what will happen? Your influence will increase. I asked John Maxwell, on a personal level, John, if you want to define leadership in one word, what would you say? He said, Hassan, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. May I repeat? Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. The first person you have to lead is yourself, right? Yes. So when you focus on the circle of influence, you will have better influence and more influence in society and in your family. What shall you do? Now you ask yourself, what shall we do now? What shall we do?
Educate yourself.
How do you start? Yeah, educate yourself.
Research about something you like. Focus on your potential. Try to push it a bit.
Guys, now it's time to think out of the box, right? What if you always do what you always did, you will always get what you always got. But now in this time, if you do what you always did, you will not get what you always got. Don't tell me there are no chances in the revolution. You have chances, you can do so many things in the revolution. But are you thinking out of the box? Are you learning something new? I was doing a training for a bank last month, 2 months ago. Last month, I think. And I was telling them, guys, did you know that Deutsche Bank fired 25,000 employees last year?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
Deutsche Bank. Why? Why should a banker know this? Two bankers here. Why should a banker know this? Why should we learn about the Deutsche Bank firing that much employees?
She's German and she doesn't know about it.
You don't know. Because technology is taking the place of employees in the banks. You have now ITMs, you have e-banking, so many things replacing the employees. But if you were a banker, what would you do? What?
Work on yourself.
Actually learn what is the future of banking and learn what does it need to be someone who will be irreplaceable in the bank and be that person who will never be get rid of in the bank. Do you agree?
Yes. Yeah.
So you have to, the first thing that I do recommend if you want to become someone with great influence is to start reading.
Innovating.
Reading about anything that you are interested in. Okay? We talked about the education last time, and whatever we're teaching our students, after 4 or 5 years, it's becoming obsolete. Do you agree?
Yes.
So if you're a graduate of 98, 2000, 2005, 2010, 2013, 14, 15, your education is now what? Yeah. So what shall we do? 91? لا في حلقة. What shall you do in this case? This is how I see it. The first thing we should do is learning, reading, updating our education, updating our information, huh? And then when we work on ourselves, our influence will increase definitely to our inner circle. And then it will increase and increase. What did Gandhi said? Be the change you want to see in this world. If I want to say it, be the change you want to see in this world. And now we're all whining about Lebanese politicians and the corruption and everything. I was in the bank last week, and someone came straight for, I had the number of 36 or 37, and someone came straight to the counter and wanted a transaction to be done. I told him, you know what? The revolution should be on you. Because if we do not change as a population, if we do not respect the traffic lights, if we do not respect the queues, if we do not actually respect everything in this country, do not blame the politicians of being what they are. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay? So we start by yourself. If I'm gonna say be the change you want to see in Lebanon, you have to be the change. And you know what we say usually? شو وقفت علي? What do you mean by وقفت علي?
Stand on me.
Stand on me.
That's
nice. Yeah, but that's not. Not حالك. Okay? Why do we have this attitude of شو وقفت علي? If we will not start by ourselves, what will happen? It's a culture. But we want change now, right? Who should change first? We should change. Okay? So on the second page, write down what are the things that are in your circle of concern that you have to get rid of, not to think about anymore, and what are the things that you can really change. Take 2 minutes to do that, please. Remember, concern, things that concern you, but you can never do anything about. And influence, things that you can really do something about. Yes? Time is running. Who would like to share? Who would like to share? Oh, yes.
I got this sample. Increase my circle of influence.
To increase my circle of influence, how?
More exercise.
So I have control over exercising. Very good.
Eat healthier.
Eat healthier.
Read more.
Read more.
Think innovative.
Very good. Can anybody stop you to do this? Very good. Another example. One more. Yes. Work on your thesis. What's stopping you? No one. Very good. Just take that. It's a small exercise. Do it at home. Write down all the things that you are concerned about and tell yourself that you cannot do anything about this. And write down the things that you can do something about and start doing these things to change my life. Okay? And I'm going to now a more philosophical part, which is the thinking. It's anonymous saying, I don't know who wrote it. So many people said they wrote it, but I'm not sure, so it's anonymous. And please focus with me a little bit here. Take care of your thoughts, for your thoughts will become your words. When you think about something over and over again, you'll start speaking about it. صايرة معكم شيء? You think about something, then you speak about it. Take care of your words, because your words will become your actions. When you start saying the things that you're talking about over and over again, you start doing them without thinking, unconsciously. Take care of your actions, because your actions will become your habits. What's a habit? It's something that we do every day without thinking about it. You know that we are, psychology research, we are on 90% of our time on autopilot. Yeah? Like one day you're off and you find yourself driving the car towards your office. Why? And you say, hey, we're off. So you go to another route. Do you think about how you drive the car? Do you think about how do you brush your teeth? We are on autopilot. Finesse, they wake up every day, they take a cup of water, then a cup of coffee. Finesse, they wake up every day on a cigarette. Some people wake up every day, but they rush to the toilet. They are on autopilot. They don't think about what they're doing. So take care of your habits, your actions, because your actions will become your habits. And take care of your habits, because your habits will become your character. You are what you repeatedly do. You are what you repeatedly do. And nothing is wrong. No. I'm saying just we're on autopilot. There is nothing wrong. Be careful of your character, because your character will shape your destiny. And this is scary, by the way. If I'm going to skip all the repetitive words, actions, habits, character, what will remain? Take care of your thoughts, because your thoughts will shape your destiny. Be careful of your thoughts, because your thoughts will shape your destiny. And Henry Ford said it once. He said, if you think you can or you cannot, you are right. If you think you can, you will do your best and you will be able to. If you think you cannot, you will never be able to. It's all in the thinking. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? Do you think you can succeed? I usually use positive thinking in everything in my life. If I want to find a parking spot, I would say I will find a parking spot. And I find a parking spot. And my friend will tell me, you're lucky. أنت مشنيس بالعربي. It's not مشنيس, I'm a positive thinker. Every time I want to go to sign a contract, I will tell my wife, I'm going to sign a contract. She says, you're going to propose or to sign a contract? I tell her, I'm going to propose, but I will sign the contract. If you don't believe that you're going to win, what will happen?
You will learn and
You have to think about it, because when you think about winning, what will you do? You will do your homework, and you will work for it, and you will get it eventually. It all begins here. When you think positive, and the law of attraction says it all. They say, if you think positive, nothing but positive things will happen to you. If you think negative, nothing but negative things will happen to you. I'm personally a believer in God. And we believe that أنا عند حسن ظن عبدي بي. Like, I am what you think about me. If you think positive about God, God will give you all whatever you want. If you think negative about God, guess what? If you think Allah ما حيوفقني, God will never give me what I want. What will happen? If you think God will give me, because you know the secret, they believe in a power that gives you all of these things. Believers think that God gives you all these things. So whatever you believe in, but what I believe in, there is a certain power. I call it God. Some other people call it different things. But if you believe that this power will give you what you deserve, you will get what you deserve. Under one condition. What is it? You work for it. When you work for it, when you have a goal, when you have, you think what do you want? What are you thinking about that you think you cannot achieve? Tell me. Do you think about something that you cannot achieve?
Yes.
Yes. Getting a PhD degree. What's your name? Lara thinks that she will never get a PhD degree. What shall I tell her? You will never get a PhD degree. Unless... No, she has to change her thinking first. She will say, I will get a PhD degree. Once you set the goal in your life, what happens? It's like, Google Maps. Google Maps, what do you do in Google Maps? You say, I'm going to Tripoli, and Google Maps will give you the directions to go to Tripoli, right? So you have to set the objective first. So once you have the objective, it will give you the directions, and you choose the road that will take you to Tripoli, to your PhD. If you tell yourself that, I tell you, what are you going to do? I'm just driving, cruising the car. Where are you going? Anywhere. You know Alice in the Wonderland? Alice in the Wonderland was lost in the forest, and she saw this cat. And Alice told her, oh, it's good, I see you. I saw you because I'm lost in the forest. She said, where are you going, Alice? She said, anywhere. So the cat started laughing at her. She said, you're laughing at me and I'm lost in the forest. She said, if you're going anyway, then anywhere will take you anyway. If you're going anywhere, then anyway will take you anywhere. What does this mean? It's such a deep story for kids, huh? If you don't know where you're going, so whatever you're doing is good. It's okay. So if you know where you're going, just put the objective, where am I going? And you choose the directions and you will reach. But believe that you are going to do it. Actually, Abdullah made his master's at 45. I started my master's at, 30 something. It's never too late to achieve your dreams, right? You agree?
Yes.
So if you change your thoughts, you will change the world. Few tips for positive thinking. Remove all the feelings that are not positive in your life. How can you just remove it? Do you do just delete negative thinking, or what do you do? What do you do?
Avoid it if you can.
Actually, first of all, recognize it. Recognize what your head is telling you. If you recognize a negative thought in your head, what shall you do with it? Say, this is a negative thought. Okay?
You don't think about it.
Tell it stop. I don't want to think about you. And do this body language. Stop. I don't want to think about it. And start thinking about something positive in this moment. And write it down. Write this negative thought down. And ask yourself questions. Is it true? Is this negative thought true? Or it's just an assumption? What is an assumption? You know how to write assumption? Yes. Yeah? When you assume, it takes an ass from you and me. You don't base your feelings on assumptions. The first question you ask yourself, is this a fact or an assumption? If it's an assumption, then it doesn't exist. Until you go to the right person and ask him, what did you mean when you said this? Did you really mean to her? Why do you assume? Why do we do fights with others just because of assumptions? We just can go and ask, is this, what did you mean? Okay? So, we write, is it true? Is it a fact or an assumption? What can I do about it? Can you do anything about it? So, sometimes no. What do you do if you cannot do anything about it? Is it in your circle of influence or concern? So what do you do with it? No. If you cannot do anything about it, what shall you do with it? Just accept it. If you allow me, I will use something that an Indian guy told me once. If there is no way of getting away from rape, then enjoy it. So sorry about that. Like, what can I say? If this is something that I can never run away of, what shall I do? It's either accept or alter or
Resist the maximum, at least. يعني give it a shot.
you gotta get it anyway.
So
I know it's an extreme thing.
You have to resist.
But if let's say the Nazis,
resilience, and you have to have bigger resilience.
let's not talk about rape. Let's talk about.
I'm sorry.
But sometimes you cannot change things. Okay? You can either accept or alter. If you can change them, just alter them. Or accept. There is no other way. No, get frustrated is not an option because you بتعرفي تكون عم تقصصي حالك for something that you did not do. You're punishing yourself.
When she's saying we don't do either.
Yeah, you will be frustrated. Definitely. Yes.
Just let it happen.
Let it happen. Just
And later on, try to accept it
Yeah.
and change.
Yeah. Another advice, be wary of negative input, guys. I'm seeing, we're being bombarded by negative news all the time. If you have to watch the news, let it be at 8 o'clock. You cannot be receiving notifications 24/7. 24/7, negative input all the time. WhatsApp groups, look at this, bad news. CNN, floods, fires, banks, bankruptcies. Yeah, it's our daily life now. Look at this, social media. Come the group. If you're in media, you are economist. That's a different thing. But for all the others, okay, guys, please, I removed the notification from the WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp doesn't give me notification. The same bad news, you receive them from like 20 different groups. Like if your head is a container, how much more negative things will it have? Yes.
I tried this one night only. All through the revolution, I tried this one night. I said to my friend, I'm just going to laugh today. They were killing each other.
How was your day?
My night, which is the night, zapping the main station, TV station, but it was great. I was laughing.
Why you did not make it every night?
Yeah, I just I went back to the...
Look how Americans say about CNN. They say it's constant negative news. And you know what they do now? If there is no negative news, what do? They give you the anniversary of a bad news last year or 5 years ago. We're being brainwashed for negatives. So stop these things. Well, if you want to know the news, watch them once a day. You will know everything.
Hassan, can I say?
Yes, please.
This time is exceptional. I mean, we're all concerned, and probably I'm one of the people thinking that we are involved daily. I mean, I want to stop this, but the continuous...
Trust me, you will never miss.
Continuous problems going on. Yesterday I saw a fight in Chaker.
What did you do?
No, I just kept walking. But I was
Yes, sure. Yes.
Sometimes, like nowadays, you have to watch the news because if you want to, like, let's say, move from one place into another, I have to see if there's road blockages or not.
What if you're not moving? What if you're in bed and everybody in the family is safe?
It's like you have to plan your road trips, otherwise.
I know. But what's happening is we're in bed, everybody is sleeping, and you're watching the news. Why? Why? So identify the most negative jokes and look at this. I really like this. My life has been full of terrible misfortunes, most of which never happened. I really like it. How many times did you think about things and were worried about things that actually never happened? Some people say that 90% of things that we're worried about never happened. Yeah. تفاءلوا بالخير تجدوه. What does this mean? تفائلوا بالخير تجدوه. I have a friend, every time we travel together, he loses his bag. Every time we travel. Last time he had a big carry-on. I told him, why is this so big this time? He said, because the other one will be lost. Negative thinking all the time, and they actually happen. Which lady will fall in her wedding day? The one who was worried about, I'm afraid to fall. She will fall. Working at your imagination, visualizing. Have you ever done a visualizing exercise? Yes. Yeah? Can you close your eyes now and do it? Just go wherever you want. ترى معنا كتير وقت نعملها. We don't have time to do it. But just, if you don't know how to do it, Google visualizing and visualize. Imagine yourself succeeding. Imagine yourself doing something nice. Imagine yourself with anyone you want. You cannot imagine the power of the brain. It becomes so real, you can feel everything. So visualizing is part of positive thinking as well. And think that you will succeed, and you will succeed. We said it. Forgive you. Do you forgive yourself?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Not
or
so
do you
much.
blame yourself all the time?
Not so much.
Not so much. Why? Why?
Because I blame myself because I did not think in a good way about the thing I usually get to do. And I did not, I was not fully prepared for it.
What does blaming do to you? It destroys. It's frustrating. What shall we do instead of blaming? We will ask ourselves, if this happened again, okay, how would I deal with it in a better way? There's a book for John Maxwell called Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Lose. No. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. You never lose. Why sometimes you win, sometimes you learn? Because if you don't win, you're going to learn from the mistakes and win next time. Or do better next time. So if you're going for an interview and you don't get the job, did you lose?
No.
Did you win? No, I did not win. I learned. What did I do wrong? What I did not prepare for my interview so that I did not get the job. Is it clear enough? Yes, Grandma. I don't believe in wasta. مين الواسطة? It doesn't. It works بالقطاع العام. In the public sector, yes. In the private sector, it's whether you're qualified or no. If you have the emotional intelligence or no. It's never wasta, trust me.
Unfortunately, it's not
May I say one word about this? Because this is negative thinking as well.
This is reality.
This is not reality. This is negative thinking. You go to the interview, you say, I don't have a chance because I don't have vitamin wow. I told them, what's vitamin wow? They said, I don't have wasta. Listen to me. If I have two ladies applying to a company, to my company, let's say, Rana Ugada, okay? I know Rana Ugada since 15 years, since they were 5. Okay? So the thing is, Rana has the same qualifications as Ghada, and they have the same degree, they have the same work experience, and they're very positive. And Abdullah calls me. Abdullah is a very close friend as well. He calls me, he said, you know Hassan, Ghada worked with me for so many years. I highly recommend her. Who shall I hire? Ghada. Why Ghada? Because she has what we call a reference, not a wasta. But she did an effort to know what common friends does Hassan have that she knows. شافت انه Abdullah is a common friend and she knows Abdullah. She used her phone قالت له Abdullah أنا قدمت على MCA. Please call the owner for a reference.
هاي واسطة أنت.
Is this wasta or recommendation?
بلا واسطة أنت.
بس نحن شو قلنا؟ They both qualified. هلا إذا غادة is less qualified than Rana, who shall I hire ولو مش تلفن عبد الله، لو تلفن رئيس وزراء. Who shall I hire? لأنه Rana she's gonna get me more money. Simple.
لو تلفن رئيس وزراء.
Okay. يعني start thinking about How can I be, so for circle of influence all in positive thinking, how can I be this person who will go to an interview and never be rejected? What shall I do? What shall I learn? What shall I know? What's missing in my CV? What's missing in my experience? If you're going to blame Wasta all the time, guess what? You're going to be blaming Wasta all the time and being jobless all the time. Do you agree?
Yes.
Am I talking something from the moon?
No.
Seriously. Please, see how you will become someone who is super special. And when you go to a job, know the company at least. يا جماعة. Sometimes you go, why are you applying? Wallah, I sent so many CVs and you called me. Wallah, you're hired. وظفت؟ ترجم لها. Okay. Yes. No وظفني. You had a question?
No, I mean, realistically speaking, sometimes you do everything you have to do, but we live in a corrupted environment. So, if
not the private sector.
Believe me, yes, there are a lot of private sector companies, a high level.
Yeah.
Even they open the position while they know it's an internal position. The person is already selected.
Because of equal employment opportunity, like LAU.
Fine.
We have equal employment opportunity, and sometimes we have the position filled, but we have to declare it. That's not corruption. Okay? It's just something that we have to do. So, surround yourself with positive people. That's another thing. Guys, my wife had so many problems with me. I unfriended so many people. You know what's unfriended people in real life? If people are whiners and negative thinkers and negative vibers, why shall I stick to them? Why shall I go out with them? I go out and I come back not happy, not satisfied. What shall you do? خلاص, unfriend. في كبسة اسمها unfriend in life. I'm still say hi, and how are your kids, everything is fine, but like, we don't go out together. If you don't go out with someone who will pick you up, don't go out, stay at home. روح اعمل رياضة, do something that's good for you, but why? هدول أنا بسميها تجيبوا صورتهم بعد شوي, اسمهم energy vampires. They're energy vampires, they suck you up. The moment that you sit with them, yes. At work, you be the change you want to see in this world. You try to change them. If I don't, don't quit. When the situation will be better, start searching for another job, okay, or another department. You can no. I've done it with you, but he will never do it.
Can I give you a real example?
Yes, just please, and then you go. Yes.
I simply minimize my contact with them.
Minimize it, yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
There was me and another lady working in the embassy.
Yes.
And I changed the entire atmosphere in the embassy, and she was doing a lot of wrong things. So I did my job and I fixed her job. She remained in the embassy and they threw me out of the embassy. How do you deal with that?
This is one side of the story. There are always three sides of the story. Your story, her story, and the real thing. Okay? We don't know. I cannot judge. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay? That we cannot judge. Whenever you are in management position, leadership position, you never judge from one side of the story. You should hear both sides of the story. Okay? You're searching for a new job?
No.
You got the job?
No.
But
I'm just reading and meditating.
very good. How can we build positive relationships? At work, let's say. Yes, smile, the first thing to people. Speak to people. Speak to people. قولوا لهم كيفكم, how are your kids, how's your family, how was your trip? You know that someone was, oh, you were on vacation and we're working, welcome back to hell. No. This is not the way we deal with people. ما بيرجع حدا من vacation بسموا له بدنه. لا انه انت رحت مبسوط ونحن عاملين كده هون. Greet people. لما قليل بونجور هيك بحرارة. هلا. One. When you greet people, greet them the way they greet you, greet them with a smile. And call people by name, because we call people in the companies by, إيش IT. بليز عيط لجماعة HR. عيط لي ايش الاكونت هذا ابو عوينات القصير الطويل ايش توجه النحس. This is how we call people in companies. And you want to get positive thinking all the time. يبقى بقى واحد عندكم مكتب and you start speaking about it. Gossip. Positive thinking. Yes.
about internal audits. فنحن بنجي بتكشر بوجهنا اجى التفتيش.
اجى التفتيش.
اذا هو بكشر بوجهه.
يعني بيجوا
Yeah.
على ابتدينا نشتغل سوا يعني.
Be friendly and helpful, and I'm gonna go into a very important subject in dealing with people, the emotional intelligence. And this is a subject that you all know. What's emotional intelligence? Huh? What is emotional intelligence? Now we all speak about emotional intelligence, yes? Great, understanding your feelings and controlling them, and understanding the feeling of others, and empathizing. Empathizing, put yourself in their shoes. Do you agree? No, why? مين قال له؟ عامل نفسك ميت. Why? Why?
اسكت يا لساني.
شو؟ Just this? Okay.
لأنه في هلا إذا بدي لأنه في أوقات كمان عن جد أشخاص بتبين إنه مش خرج.
So what do you do with them?
يعني في صرف إنرجية على الفاضي.
And sometimes في أشخاص ما خرج. So what do you do with them?
Unfriend.
These are the energy vampires that we talked about, so we're gonna get rid of them. And do a random act of kindness. It has a wonder effect on your positive thinking. Now it's the right time to do acts of kindness. What can you do in the revolution? There are people who cannot find food for their kids. What are you doing towards it? And you still have extra money. What are they giving us $250 a week? You still have some things to give the poor people, the less fortunate people. Now it's your time to prove that I'm doing something meaningful. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, do.
Sorry, what's the platinum rule?
The golden rule was treat people the way you would like to be treated. The platinum rule is treat people the way they like to be treated. Treat. The golden rule was treat people the way you like to be treated, but not all the people like to be treated the same. So if I treat you the same way I like to be treated, you may not be happy. So I need to understand you, to see how you like to be treated, and treat you the way you like to be treated. And dress to feel beautiful. Be beautiful. This may look a bit shallow, but it's not. Some people dress to feel beautiful. Dress the way you like. It's not the way people like. You will feel happier as well. Try something new every time. You'll feel more positive as well. And get moving. Sports. Why sports? Endorphins. You cannot. I broke a rib with basketball, but I still play basketball because it really takes all the stress out and makes me feel really positive. If we don't have time to do sports, what shall you do? Just walk to your work, take the stairs. هون بلاقيو حاطين لكم كم كالوري بتصرفوا على كل درجة. It's really nice. Go with the bike to your work. Do something that's just move your body. Walk on the corniche. We have beautiful corniche. You can do so many things in your time to keep you moving. And write. When you write your journey, your journal, you remember all the good things that happened to you, and you live them again. And whenever you miss these nice moments, you can just go to your journal and read it. Stand straight. Why standing straight will make you feel better? Because breathing, you'll have better oxygen. And whenever we walk like this, it's depressing. So just football and you will feel better. And eat right. There's something we call روق تربية ملك، غدا غدا وزير وتعشى عشاء فقير. Have a royal breakfast. and a ministerial lunch and a poor dinner. Why do we do this? What do? We don't take breakfast. We go out with a cup of coffee only. We eat our lunch at 2 or 3 at work, and we grab a sandwich or a burger, and then we have the big dinner at night, and we start building bellies. Okay, العقل السليم بالجسم السليم. This is how it goes. And happiness is not a destination, it's a journey. I'll tell you one thing. We went with my friends on a hiking trip to Al-Qurn al-Sawda, the highest peak in the Middle East. So we went at 7 o'clock in the morning, we had breakfast in Halab at 8 in Tripoli, we went to Cedars, and then we went to Al-Qurn al-Sawda. We walked there, we had lunch in the nature, it was so nice, clouds were under you, and then we reached the highest peak in the Middle East. There was 3 metal things. They said, this is the highest peak in the Middle East. And one of my friend's wives, her name is Farah. ما بعرف كيف اسمها فرح. But she said, this is it. Like a 7 hours journey. She said, this is it. I told her, Farah, it's not it. It's the whole journey. We've been together having fun the whole day. It's not about these 3 metal things. And we live our life the same. They tell us, when you graduate from school, you will be happy. You finish school. When you finish university, you will be happy. You finish university. When you will have your masters, you'll be happy. Yes, Baba. Your masters, you'll be happy. You get your masters. When you get your first job, you will be happy. You get your first job. When you get promoted, you'll be happy. You get promoted. Now, when you will get married, you will be happy. You get married. You know marriage without kids? When you will get kids, you will be happy. You get the first one. When you bring them a brother or a sister, you'll be happy. And then you bring the brother and sister, and then you know what? ما أعز من الولد غير ولد الولد. I'm like 90 years old now. And then I die. If you think that happiness is a destination, you're wrong. If you're not happy now, you'll never be happy. Be happy with whatever is happening with you. Be happy, be satisfied with whatever is happening with you. Your best day is now, it's not university or work or whatever. Do you agree? Yeah? Look at this. This is I have to read it, I don't memorize it actually. We don't need more money. We don't need greater success or fame. We don't need the perfect body or even the perfect mate. Right now, at this very moment, we have a mind, which is all the basic equipment we need to achieve complete happiness. هذا Dalai Lama, and I really like this. You have a mind, it can take you anywhere. It's your attitude. Yes, the mindfulness. This is why I'm asking you to be positive. Be positive. The first thing you have to be positive about is yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, Subhan اللي خلقه هذا. If you do not like yourself, there is a big problem. Because if you do not like yourself, you will not like anybody else in this world. This is the bullying. You start bullying others and hating others because you don't like yourself. This is you, like it. Yes, your self-love. Be positive about your family, your home, your work, your peers, your colleagues, your managers. Be positive about your country, guys. I always say, تحب لبنان تحمل غلاصته. Seriously. Yes. بس بدك تتحمل ايش عم بيصير. Guys, we have to be positive about everything around us. Otherwise, we'll be torturing ourselves. Your attitude is a choice. You can either wake up in the morning, rise and whine, or rise and shine. Which choice would you make?
Right now.
Some people go الصبح and just whine. من الصبح من لما يفيق لما ينام whining all the time. And some people go up in the morning and shine. It's your choice. And look at this last slide, I really like it. Every single day you make a choice. They are on the same bus. On the same bus. What's the difference?
Perspective in life.
And the chairs are empty. Guys, count your blessings. Count your blessings. شوفوا شو عندكم اشياء حلوة. You have so many good things in your life. Count your blessings. Don't look at the other side. And we always think that it's always greener on the other side. It's not greener on the other side. It's greener on the other side because we pour more water in it. If you want your grass to be greener, put more water in it. Don't complain about the neighbors having greener grass. You don't take care of your grass to become greener. It's your choice. ما بدي؟ I had contracts. بعدني عم بحضر هلا عمل my friend. I had contracts. I was fully booked till April. Okay, fully booked till April. يعني I had thousands of dollars coming, and then the revolution came, and they all stopped the contract. أول شغلة they cut is training. What did I do? Shall I go and commit suicide? What? I sat and I started thinking about the alternatives. I started putting the names of all the names of the people whom I know in Kuwait, in Qatar, in Saudi, in the Gulf. And I even asked Abdullah, do you know anyone in Qatar? Do you know anyone in, because he's the head of the Alumni. And he gave me numbers and we had a deal, but I couldn't. So you start setting alternatives. What shall you do? What can you do? You can sit in your house and whine and tell your kids, guys, this is going to be a very tough time.
Circle of concern.
Yeah, circle of influence, circle of concern. اليوم أنا بدي أشوف شو عندي alternatives, guys. ما في ضلني عم بنق. Yes, I will be sad a little bit, but I will say, what can I do about it? Search for another market. Great, search for another market. روح افتح سوق. هلا عم يفتح سوق خضراء بأرجندول. I don't know كثير خضار شيء. I don't know what. Do I have options? Yes, I have options. It's your options. It's your choice. Yes.
Alternatively, if you can't find the time in the past few years to spend quality time with the family because of your business commitments, and this came to turn negativity
to positivity. Yes.
Start thinking, and so you can take your family on vacation.
And it
doesn't have to cost much, but you can
thank God we're from the lucky ones who have this work-life balance, but this is a very nice idea. 100%.
But another thing about that is that positivity leads to positivity.
Yes.
Negativity
leads to negativity. 100%.
The more you think positive and do positive things, the more you attract. So positivity attracts positivity, and negativity attracts.
And be positive. It is my blood group actually. It's my favorite quote in life. Be positive. This is the thing that it's a choice that you have to make every day. And to finalize this whole thing today, I will tell you, to achieve things you've never achieved before, you have to start doing things you've never done before. To achieve things you've never achieved before, you have to think differently. And I'm sure that seeing these faces today, sparkling eyes actually, you can do a lot. Just think positive, be positive, speak positive, and you'll have great positive results. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, I'm here for your Q&A if you need anything. Yes. That microphone.
I believe, first of all, thank you very much for presenting this very interesting lecture. But I think everybody here will leave tonight and will implement what we learned. Maybe for a day, 2, 3, 4, a week, 2 weeks, and then go back into the way we work. What advice would you have for us? Or what would be a technique for us that every time we feel that we're being drawn back to the way we work, to remind us, no, we have to be positive.
Guys, it's creating your habit and creating a positive circle around you. Keep positive people around you that you remind each other. Like, you never go to the gym alone. You go to the gym alone, you're gonna leave the gym after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. If you make a positive circle around you, you'll definitely make it. Let people encourage each other. Yes. Yeah, guys, Can you bear with me 5 more minutes so that we get the questions? Just 5 more minutes. Please.
I would like to add one more thing.
Yes,
besides
please.
what you said, which is start thinking or change your mindset into a mindset that says, from now on, whatever happened in the past, let it stay in the past.
Very good.
You might learn from it, but it should be from now on, because you can't change the past. You can't keep on like forecasting or expecting what's going to happen in the future. So focus on the time being, and that's what.
That's wonderful. What power of now? The power of now. The power of yes, 100%. Yes. Yes, Edwin.
Alright. بقول بس إنه keep falling forward.
Keep falling forward. Great.
So just to comment about things that you can change, you don't have to accept them always. If you believe in high power and God, for example, you can dedicate it to God because He has the potential to change whatever you can change. So you don't have to accept everything. It's not necessarily that if you can change something, you have to accept it. Just delegate to God and He's in progress.
This is another thing, but what you can do is just pray for it.
Yeah. And second thing, sometimes in certain contexts, in certain cases, you have to blame yourself. Also, God swore or blame yourself. That's the wrong.
Yeah, but learning from the mistakes.
Yeah, but just admit your mistakes because you have to.
Not also حالك all the time.
No, not all the time. You have to confess what if you did something wrong and just move on.
Yes, and learn from it. Yes.
You showed us a pie where there is 7% it's worth.
Yeah.
After this lecture, it's 7%. Do you think it's only 7%?
It's actually this one. What I say, it's the power of words. It's very big, but the other body language and the tone of voice is much bigger. We did not talk about that.
Do you believe it's only 7%?
It's only 7%. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Yes.
And this is the secret is in the habits.
Yes.
Everything is about habits. Build your habits so they can build you. Once you put structured and strategic habits, this is when you master your lifestyle. This is how you can endure. مش إنه 2-3 weeks. It's a lifestyle. It's automatic. You don't have to do anything.
You don't think about them.
Yeah, exactly.
No, build your habits.
I think that there's no change at all.
Build your new habits. That's what he's saying. Yes. Sarcasm.
يعني let's say هلا worst situation